Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. My name's Marie. My business, social media handles, website, and YouTube channel are Mareevuitton. In this series, I'm going to give you the short form videos of the most used how-tos in Studio Designer. These videos are the remake of last year's how-to series, but you may have noticed that Studio Designer got a bit of a facelift in 2025. That prompted me to reshoot all these videos to help the new users because the screen is going to look a bit different. Okay, the processes and teachings, my tips and tricks remain the same. But again, I just want to make sure that I reshoot them because of the way that it looks different on screen. Okay, so as always, please leave your feedback and questions in the comment section and be sure to hit the thumbs up button if you found the video useful. Subscribe to stay updated. Now let's dive in. In this video, we're going to go over how to properly use the undeposited funds account. Okay. I know that some of you like to use it, and hopefully whoever's doing the accounting is well versed in undeposited funds. I know a lot of people that use QuickBooks like that. I'm going to give you my take on it. Okay. So in my company, for those of you that want to use undeposited funds, you're going to designate that right down here. Okay, how'd I get there? It is in settings, my company, and then codes, and you're going to scroll down to undeposited funds. If the box is checked, then that means, you are using it. What does that mean? Well, if you notice from the $ money in, okay, if I just go to, let's just say this client, and I'm getting ready to receive money, you can see that it is going to default to the undeposited funds, okay? Undeposited funds account, I like to think of it as a desk drawer. So back in the day, you used to have to collect checks from clients and things like that. I mean, a lot of us still do. But when you collect these checks, we're going to be posting them because you want to give your client credit right away, even if it is a check. But some of the times we might not go to the bank every day. I know some of you have the Micker readers now and you don't have to go to the bank, but back in the day you had to. So I think it's a very old school way to do accounting, but it is basically going to put it into like a holding account. I think of the undeposited funds account. I'll go to reconciliation. Undeposited funds account is very similar to how I treat a suspense account. It's where all the money, the checks, they kind of go there, and then it's like a holding, and then they get transferred to our account. Well, sometimes when they're in transit, obviously they collect it in full from the client, they take their cut, and then they deposit the rest after their cut or their fee into your bank account, right? That's the typical process of it all. Now, in a case like this, an undeposited funds may have all the payments that you posted, but some of them may have been through Venmo or a personal account, or it could just really be a merchant processing. They pay by card and it's taking a while. Whatever that is, basically, you're going to be taking them from the undeposited funds, which I like to think is the desk drawer, and then you're basically moving them in clumps. So like if it was this, this, and this, or well, this is in and out, so that's not exactly correct, but if it was this and this, or if it was just one of these, basically the net of these, if all these went, it would be in, out, or out, in. So that means the total deposited was 15,000 because these two kind of wash. It was a duplicate, right? This was posted twice. So one had to go out. So that's how that works. It's like a bunch, and then it's the net of the number less any of their fees. So that's kind of how you treat this, right? So these, you can take 1, 2, 3, and then when you go over, and I'll show you, in here it says make deposit. This is where you're going to treat the undeposited funds. So in this case, there could be, let's just say these, these went, you would just check them off and then transfer. If I wanted to transfer it to somewhere else, you you would select those. So in a case where you might have PayPal and Venmo and all these different things, this is how you may want to do that, okay? But if you are using undeposited funds, make sure that you have somebody that's a little well-versed in accounting, okay? I think the majority of the troubleshoot calls that we take are because just, lack of terminology or understanding. So that is how you use undeposited funds. I don't recommend it if you're not well-versed, but that's what it is. It's like a pending drawer where it kind of disperses it into the accounts in batches. Okay. Again, if there's any questions about what I said, leave them in the comments below. Thanks.